Then. Now we do have some more news coming in from Canada. In fact, another incident of vandalism at a temple. Hindu BAPS Shri Mandir, vandalized in Canada. Windsor cops have released CCTV footage of those graffiti images on the walls of a Hindu temple. So there are some hate messages that have been written on this Hindu temple. I believe this is in Canada's Ontario province, which has already seen incidents of vandalism before. And those CCTV images that have been released by the cops there, on your screen you have a masked graffiti vandalist who's making those images. Going across to my colleague Siddhant. Siddhant, earlier when this incident had happened, the consulate had issued a very strong statement against it. What are the reactions coming in to this latest incident of vandalism?
Well, that's right. In fact, in last 1 month, this is perhaps the fourth incident where the separatist groups have attempted to vandalize Hindu temple, or for that matter, have or could be this particular incident can fall under the category of hate crime. Before this, the ambassador's dinner reception was cancelled. Then there were protests outside Indian consulates in Toronto and Vancouver. But this time around, the separatist groups, there is a suspicion that separatist groups are involved in this incident where graffiti vandalism has taken place on the walls of Swaminarayan Mandir in Windsor, Ontario. And in fact, the Windsor police has acted immediately, and CCTV footage has been released by the Windsor police from the official handle of the police force. This person could be seen wearing mask, so he cannot be identified from the CCTV footage. But police in Windsor is looking out for this person who has done graffiti vandalism on the walls of Swaminarayan Mandir. This is in fact perhaps the sixth incident of temple vandalism in Canada, despite Indian government flagging of concerns related to the growing aggression of separatist groups in Canada. The government in Canada has not been acting on such groups. The action is not being taken on such groups, and this is perhaps the reason that such incidents are increasing day by day. And now this is the sixth incident of temple vandalism, fourth incident of hate crime in 1 month. But this time around, maybe because of the pressure from the Indian government, the police has immediately released the CCTV footage. And in fact, the cognizance of this entire case has also been taken, and police is looking out for this person who has done graffiti vandalism. Back to you.
Siddhant, as you were saying, the people behind this are suspected to be separatist groups, especially because the messages earlier of the graffitis were praising Bhindranwale and were pro-Khalistani. This time around, is it safe to say it's the same separatist groups behind this graffiti? What are the authorities saying, and do they have any leads in their investigations?
Well, the only lead that they have right now is a CCTV footage which has been provided to the police force by the temple administration. But this CCTV footage is not able to lead police in any direction, since this person is wearing a black attire and is fully masked, so his identity cannot be established. But the growing concern is of the Khalistani, the separatist groups mushrooming in Canada. And in fact, the way they have been targeting Indian community, peaceful Indian community. In fact, 20 days back, dinner of High Commissioner had to be cancelled because of the protest by separatist groups. Then there were massive protests which took place outside Indian consulate in Vancouver and Toronto. And in fact, the Indian government had registered strong protest objection to the protest which took place outside the consulate office in Canada. So time and again, India has been reminding Canada of its stand as far as these separatist groups are concerned. And in fact, strong language has also been used by India on multiple occasions. But despite that, the government's action is very less there on ground, and this is perhaps the reason that these separatist groups are roaming freely, and in fact they have no fear of administration and local authorities there. And this is perhaps the reason that, as I did mention, that this is the fourth incident in 1 month and sixth incident of a temple attack in Canada in last 6 months. So the stats say it all, that how inactive and ignorant the authorities in Canada are as far as these separatist groups are concerned. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Siddhant. We'll keep an eye on whether this matter progresses via the diplomatic channels. On that note, slipping into a very short